Good morning. You have no idea what a pleasure it is for me to be speaking with you today. Do you have a special toy? Or perhaps a mascot? This is a gift from a very dear friend of mine, and I keep him here because he's always keeping an eye on me. Again, hello, Miss Prates. It is such a pleasure to be here. I'll get right to it. At first I thought I would fill this video with facts and figures. And then I realized that facts and figures you can look up for yourself. I think what you're asking me is how I personally feel about the different subjects. Okay, here we go. The ginger lily, if it's the video that I think you're talking about, was recorded in Castleton Gardens in St. Mary in Jamaica. It's a beautiful garden outside of Kingston, perhaps maybe half hour, depending on traffic, outside of Kingston, Jamaica. And the ginger lily is where I recorded that. As you might have gleaned by now, I am really partial to flowers, and I spend a lot of time at the Norfolk Botanical Gardens here in Virginia. My home is in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Right across from this city is the city of Norfolk, Virginia, and I spend a lot of time in their garden. Okay, Brazil. Well, I see Brazil on many different levels. First of all, I think, like most people, many people in the world, we look at Brazil as the lungs of the earth. Brazil is the country that provides us the oxygen we breathe. Now, I may be wrong, so you're going to have to look this up. But I believe that the dust from the Sahara Desert comes across the ocean and feeds the plant life in Brazil. From the plants and the fauna of Brazil, the massive forest of Brazil, we get the oxygen that we breathe. So to me, oxygen is extremely important to our survival. I think we can say that is a fact. All human beings need oxygen. And with Brazil's massive rainforest, that's one of the greatest sources for oxygen for the world. Now, to me, Brazil is also its people. Warm, wonderful people. Of course, you know that you guys are great at football. The whole world looked to Brazil for football. But as I understand it, the people of Brazil are also beautiful, compassionate people who care about each other. All right. I feel wonderful. The question is, how do you feel about being able to help students to learn English? And do you think about using your channel on YouTube to still helping foreigners? Yes. My channel on YouTube is called The Thoughts of Microdac, and I believe, if memory serves me right, I am in about 105 different countries. And again, I feel so very honored that I am. I don't know if I am helping people to speak English. I would like to believe that I am. But I'm doing the very best that I can. Now, what is the best advice you would give us as a native for us to learn the English language? Well, I think the English language is very important, just as Portuguese is very important to the people of Brazil, because the English language is sort of an international language. As you know, all pilots, and no matter what the country is, I think are required to know English. It's sort of like the international language of aviation. English language is the language that most people hear on their television, no matter what country they live in. As for me, I have lived in or visited a lot of countries, but I have not been to Brazil. But I would imagine that if I'm in Brazil, I could be watching CNN or one of the other news channels which would be broadcast in English. So English is extremely important. Okay. How to learn the English language? I think one of the best ways to learn the English language is in two parts, really, is to communicate with an English-speaking person and have them answer your messages in English. If I were you, I would ask your question in your native language. They can then use Google Translate to translate what you have said, which may not be 100% accurate, and they would answer in English, which you would translate into your native language. But as I said, I think English is very important. People who have a grasp on different languages are people to be envied. I speak only one language. Even though I have visited Spanish-speaking countries and different countries all over the world that speak a foreign language, that is a foreign language to me, English is the only language that I speak. I wish I knew more about Portuguese, for example. Okay, what is the channel all about? Well, the Microdac channel, YouTube/Microdac, has many different playlists. That is because it is called the Thoughts of Microdac. And as you know, no one person ever have just one thought. We're always thinking about different subjects at any time of the day. We're thinking about different subjects in many different ways. So, my channel, The Thoughts of Microdac, I try to cover all the subjects that I am thinking about, whether it is cooking, or perhaps philosophy, or perhaps nature. It is all on my channel. The way to navigate that channel is simply to go to a playlist of interest to you and then look at the videos on that playlist. And that is really the best way to do it. If you would like to know my thoughts, for example, on a specific subject, you would simply Google Microdac videos on nature, for example, or Microdac videos on cooking, or Microdac videos on Jamaica, whatever the subject is. And then you will see what I have said. It has been a pleasure talking with you. I don't want to make this too long because I respect your time. However, I would like to leave you with this invitation. Please contact me whenever you want to at microdac@aol.com. And if you have a question, that's okay. Ask me your question in your own language, in a language that you feel comfortable with, and I will do my very best to answer your question. In the meantime, I just want to say how much I really respect and admire your teacher, Cristiana Prates. I think that's correct pronunciation. She is doing a wonderful job for you. Thank you so very much, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.